What's up, everybody? Welcome to our Wondour channel. My name is James Hsu. I am the CEO and co-founder of VRLU, a 360 personal development virtual reality app that we've been able to grow over the past 30 months. And I'm also excited because we're partnering with Wondour to be able to share with you such amazing products and services and introduce you to amazing people like today. Today, guys, I have my very special friend of over a decade, Miss Emily Chandler, who is the mastermind and the founder and the CEO behind Spectrum Product Solutions. I think it is needed for the true Hollywood story, if you will, of Miss Emily Chandler.
Hi, I'm Emily, and I do have an interesting story. Both of my parents are entrepreneurs, so I grew up with a really interesting background of having both my parents as business owners and really being involved in that whole process. It's really unique. As an adult, I appreciate it more and more. So in the 1990s, my parents had a direct sales company. They manufactured over 90 products when they launched their company. And over the years, they grew their business. At one point, they were the second largest importer of nutritional supplements for the entire country of South Korea. So it was a pretty big deal. It was really cool. It was really cool to be part of that process and grow up in that environment. In 2010, I actually took over the product development for my parents' company, Longevity, and I've been doing that ever since. One particular product that I actually got to work with you on was we worked with a local physical therapist to develop a pain cream. And it was really cool. It had capsaicin in it, which is the powder from chili peppers, and then it also had a skin numbing agent in it. So it numbed the skin, but then this chili pepper powder would go into your muscle and it would be a therapeutic effect. So it would relieve your pain, but also kind of heal whatever injury you had. So we worked together on that. In 2016, we took a little detour. My crazy entrepreneur parents invested in this big sports complex, and they converted this huge building into indoor soccer. And in 2016, we made the decision as a family to take over the day-to-day operations of this business. So I kind of put my product development hat on the shelf for the time being and took over running this 80,000 square foot sports facility. I got to be a part of the most amazing team. At one point we had 45 employees. We ran different programs every day of the week from 9 a.m. to like 1 a.m. every day. We had soccer, we had flag football, from toddlers all the way up to adults. It was such a fantastic ride, but through that process of running a service-based business, one thing that was really frustrating was we could only make a certain amount of money because there was only 7 days in a week. We only had 2.5 fields, and there was just not enough room on the calendar to run more programming. So that leads me to where I am today with Spectrum. And what I do is offer service-based businesses like gyms or sports facilities, salons, things like that, to have their own product line and kind of get more income than they would be allowed to have through their service.
You know, I think the reality too is it's crazy how we are led in one route in life.
Oh yeah.
And then you end up going this road, then you go to the next road, and then you kind of never know all these skills that you attribute on your way there.
It all adds up in some
used.
weird way. Yeah, so cool.
It is cool, and it really goes into there's never time wasted unless you waste it.
I agree, 1000%.
You know, so which is fascinating. Okay, so Spectrum.
Yes.
Tell us, a lot of people, myself included, as I watched you do this entire start from A all the way to Z, the ABCs and the XYZs of how to do a launch of a product and where that goes. Can you please share with us, where does all this start? Because it can be very overwhelming and quite a very hard business to do if you do not understand it.
Sure.
And the context behind it to make sure each piece of the puzzle is fitting where it needs to go. Can you please share with everyone? Because I know a lot of people are afraid. They're like, they have ideas of a product line that they want or these things that they want to do, but the reality is for one individual that has no experience to do that can be very hard.
That is true, yes. And I again, have this really unique experience of kind of growing up in this. So for me, it's just kind of natural. One of my gifts, I think, is being able to manage a lot of projects at the same time, kind of quarterbacking 100 different things. So when you have an idea for a product, to me, it's very simple. You can Find something you love, find something you want to copy, if you have a unique idea, then we start to source it. We'll find the perfect formulator, we'll find a way to manufacture it, working on the design and the packaging, sourcing your components, and then doing the fulfillment. And that's really it.
Well, I wouldn't say that's it, but
it's a lot of moving parts, but it's a step-by-step process that I just love. I love every part of that. Any kind of project, from a beginning to an end, getting a final result is just so rewarding to me.
So some people have done really small purchase orders, and you've also helped companies do over 9 figures. So is there a huge dynamic difference between that, or is it kind of just the same, but the invoice you just write more zeros?
There's a little differences. The first thing that comes to mind is lead time. When you're trying to manufacture 30,000 units, it's going to take a lot longer than doing a run of 5,000. So just factoring in what your expected lead time is, letting your clients know, like, hey, you're not going to see products for a good 6 weeks or 8 weeks or whatever that looks like. So just kind of setting your expectations is the big difference. But other than that, it's the same process, you just order more.
It's crazy. I remember you told me a very, very famous influencer, and I'm sure you'll eventually know who I'm talking about as I say this, but you told me a story about how a very famous influencer family that literally everyone in the world has heard of.
Yes.
This individual's product line comes out of this particular place that you are also partnered with, that you work with. And this person literally has become a billionaire because of this person's product line, which is amazing.
Yeah.
And you had told me, I can literally do the exact same one as this individual. So can you share with everyone a little about, so is that person, are these people, it doesn't even have to be this individual, but when it comes to these product lines, and we have this, and earlier you used the word copy or mimic. We
reverse
can
engineer.
Reverse engineer.
It's a fancier way. Yeah.
Can you share with us this process, how important the marketing is, of course, but also how did these product lines come to be the way they do?
Well, I think that's what's so exciting about the world we live in now, is everybody is their own marketer. Through social media, you just need one viral video on TikTok and products are sold out. And that's, to me, what is so exciting is for private label products or white label products, they're the same thing that you're buying, for double the price. It's literally the same thing, same formula, just different packaging. So for me, it's so cool if I can help businesses develop really high quality products, whether they're unique products or private label products, and use their existing marketing base. You're already talking to these people. You're already selling these people. For a lot of times, with the Sports Center, they were physically coming into our building every week. So it was very easy to sell them something that we loved and believed in. So that's what I'd like to encourage people to do.
That is amazing. And so you guys, in your sports facility, after you guys realized, okay, we're kind of at this a lid, we're at this cap where we can't make anymore. This is just what we're going to make.
Out,
and this is, we're going to be, you either are happy with it or you need to move on and add more products. How do you approach these people with this, and how did you go about that?
Our customers?
Yes.
For the sports facility, it was such a service-based business. It was so much about relationships, having the same teams come in every week, having relationship with coaches and players. And so I already had a good rapport with people. My managers had good rapport with people, and it was just inviting them.
So let's talk a little bit about Spectrum.
Okay.
You're not the only one that does products.
Correct.
There's many people that do this. However, can you share with us a little bit what makes you unique, though? Why should people go through Spectrum?
Couple things. The first place my mind goes to is my unique background of being in a family of entrepreneurs, of having literally grown up in this business. When my parents launched their company, they had 90 products. I don't know how. Can you imagine launching 90 products at the same time? And it was everything from skin, hair, body care. They had functional foods, they had supplements, just mind-blowing, absolutely incredible. So I think bringing all of those vendor relationships to the table are a huge asset. A lot of vendors that I work with are people that are good friends with my parents for the last 20 plus years. And that is really powerful, because when your POs are behind or when you need a favor, I can rely on those relationships. And I think that makes a big difference, especially in my business for my clients. And then another thing that pops to mind is I genuinely value people. I am a real people person. I have a big heart for relationships, and I value relationships more than anything in my life. And it's really important to me to pass that on to my clients, and the experience of working with me. I want to be fun, I want to be rewarding, and I want to show people their value in their business and help people succeed.
Well, if there's anything I can tell everyone that's watching this today, is that you really do value relationships, and you're one of the kindest, non-selfish people that I've personally ever met.
Thank you. Same to you.
Thank you. I wanted to talk a little bit about, you were talking about relationships, and it is so true, because in my short entrepreneur life, I've been an entrepreneur now for 20 years, and it really is all based on relationships.
Truly.
And potentially, if I could use the word, the likability, and do people like you, for lack of better words. And it's interesting because, not to go into nerd talk, but you'll like it. One of the directors for a Disney Plus show called Mandalorian is Bryce Dallas Howard, and a lot of people wonder, just like, oh wow, she's got so lucky being able to direct a Star Wars episode, when a lot of people don't know, well, her father's Ron Howard, who's known as, probably, depending on who you ask, top 50 greatest, maybe top 100 greatest directors of all time.
Truly.
And so you have all these, and all that's just based on relationship. And then another thing I found fascinating about what you said is, because you were born into it, you really are able to learn things that reality is only the fact that you're born into it. You can only learn it through that process. Just like Bryce Dallas Howard learned from her father, and so many other examples that I can share, but that is the reality, is you can't buy that. The fact that you were able to go through, and I know we talked about it earlier, but you've been through the ability, you've seen a company, and you've helped companies go from literally doing PO orders of quote unquote small to up to 9 figures. And that's just something that some people will never be able to even comprehend how to do that, but you've had that experience on how to do that. So that's really interesting to me.
Going back to that point though too, I will say that is also something I learned from my parents. When I was a kid, and they would have these big conventions where all their salespeople would come in and they get them hyped up about whatever product they were launching at that time. And I would be like 10, 12 years old, and these people, strangers, would come up to me and they'd say, oh my gosh, you're Jim and Adie's daughter, your parents are such wonderful people. And at the time I'm like, I don't care, they're my folks. But that always really resonated with me. And it wasn't just one person, it was several people that came up to me and said, your folks are such wonderful, amazing, nice people. And I learned everything from them. So yeah, going back to what you said about relationships, it's really goes back to Jim and Adie and this amazing life that I've had.
Yeah, being put into the right environment really can curate, I should say not the right environment, any environment, whether it's positive or negative, can really curate what your life and your attitude, your mindset, and what it's all going to look like over the next 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 years.
And what you value, and what, I think you make decisions in your life based on what you value. And yeah, you know where my values are at.
I'm all about the money.
Same.
We're here to make money. I love it. I love people who are ambitious, to want to have goals, vision, ambition, desires, and goals in their life. When you walk into businesses, or you're on a website, you're on someone's IG or their TikTok, whatever, your mind works differently, because you've been doing this literally your entire life. There are businesses that you see that you're thinking, oh my gosh, you could literally 10x your business. You could literally make so much more money than you already are, because you have this captive audience that already loves you.
Yes.
So can you share with us a little about how that can drive someone insane, maybe?
Yes, absolutely. The first place my mind goes is businesses that are like the Sports Center, businesses that have people that are actually physically walking through their doors, that are coming back for the same service every week. I go to a local Bar 3 location here in Las Vegas, and it's women usually about 30 to 50 years old. You know that they're into fitness. You know that they have money, because they spend money on their membership. They are concerned about aging and anti-aging. I'm like, why don't you guys sell them a product? Why don't you sell them something, some kind of supplement, a pain cream, an anti-aging lotion, something that you can market to these people that are already interested. They already trust and love your brand. It's like, what are we doing, guys? But not only that, because of the world we live in now, everybody can market themselves. Instagram, TikTok, all you need is one viral video and your product's sold out.
which is almost unfair.
Yeah, it's almost annoying because I might want that product and now I can't get it because it's sold out.
Not enough yours. And then
yeah.
And then there's so many great products out there because it hasn't gone viral or because there's just not enough push to finally get over that hump.
And people are usually loyal to brands, not products, because so much of what you're already consuming, like you already buy white label products at Target or Walmart or wherever you're shopping, at CVS. You already buy those white label CVS branded products. Why? It's cheaper. But if you could buy that from a brand that you know and love and trust, like your gym, if you could buy that same product from your gym, you'd buy it from your gym.
Yep. Which is interesting because you and I do HIIT training basically every single day that we meet up in the morning or in the evening to make sure we're focused and we're here, we're forward leaning. And it's interesting because you asked me the same thing. It's like, there's, outside of us having our membership, there's really no upsell of maybe some energy drinks that is not even theirs.
It's not even theirs. And if they promoted it to us as like, you're gonna feel better, you're gonna lose more weight, you're gonna perform better in your workouts, I'd be like, yeah, tack on an extra $20 to my membership. Get me on an auto ship, I'll buy whatever you're selling.
You know, and then that's where the numbers can go crazy though, because, you know, if we're talking about just our facility where we work out, let's just say there's, and I don't know the numbers, but let's just say there's 200 members paying $100 a month, you know, and then all of a sudden you get that $100 a month to
for one location.
150.
Yep.
200, 250,
yes.
And you didn't even have to increase your base.
Yeah.
So as you're going to increase your base anyways, I mean, it could get wild.
And it's another way for customers to buy into your brand. They're literally consuming your brand now. They're buying into, and you can do all kinds of cool things as a business. Offer rewards, you know, for being a repeat customer, or you know, you buy 10 of something and you get a month free, and there's different ways to engage things, and you always have something to market. You don't have to have some new event. You're not promoting the same thing over and over again. It's always something new and exciting that you can offer people.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
It really is. All right, Emily.
Cool.
How do people get a hold of you and Spectrum?
Find me on the internet, spectrumproductsolutions.com, or on Instagram. That's my handle, at Spectrum Product Solutions. And yeah, reach out to me directly. I love talking to people. I love meeting new people and hearing about their dreams, ambitions, desires, and goals. And yeah, it's been so fun to hang out with you.
And if I could throw this in for Emily, is a lot of times we have ideas and we just don't know exactly how we're going to facilitate, how we're going to move forward, how we're actually going to publish, how we're going to actually do this thing. And that's one of the beauties of working with Emily, if I could say from my own testimonial, is that she can take you from where you are to where you want to go and really break down the mechanics so you feel like it was going through kindergarten school. It was like going through elementary school, but she really can take you from a simple idea to potentially a mega company that you just don't know where you could be right now.
Thanks.
And for those of us,
it's fun.
It's so much fun working with you. I love working out with you, and I love working with you.
Same.
It's too much fun. And the beauty of all of this is you can actually see Miss Emily Chandler and myself live at the first ever Wondour workshop. It's going to be here in Las Vegas if you would like to come see us. Emily, your portion, what are you going to be speaking on?
Product development. We're going to talk about the different steps involved in product development, the difference between proprietary versus private label products, and kind of what we talked about a little bit today about how businesses can really benefit from having a consumable product line. I
love it. It's going to be an exciting time. My particular portion, I'm going to be talking about virtual reality and how where the future of the world is going. But the one thing that I can tell you, whether it's Metaverse, whether it's virtual reality, whatever we're doing, augmented reality, all these amazing things, the one thing that, at least in my opinion, will never change, there'll always be products people will want to sell.
Indeed.
Physical, tangible products. So no matter where the future is, no matter what happens, there's always going to be a product line that people are going to push, and Emily's going to break down exactly how you can maximize and do that for yourself. So if you would like to RSVP to hold your seats, because seats are limited, you must text the word workshop to 702-602-8802. Again, it's workshop to the phone number 702-602-8802. And once you do that and you text us, you're gonna be able to save your seat and your passes for you and your guests. And we cannot wait to see you live and in person in Las Vegas for the Wondour Workshop. So until then, Ms. Chandler, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much.
It's been an honor.